The unthinkable has happened. Diddy's son, once living a life of privilege and fame, has been sentenced to life in prison. This shocking verdict has sent shockwaves across Hollywood and beyond. How did the son of one of the most influential music moguls end up in such a devastating position? What led the courts to hand down such a harsh sentence? In today's video, we're diving deep into the scandal that's rocked the Combs family to its core. From the courtroom drama to the jaw-dropping evidence presented, we'll unpack how this verdict came to be. But that's not all. This story isn't just about one man's fall from grace. It's about criminal networks, family dynamics, and the double life of fame and fortune hiding a darker reality.
How are you doing this morning? How's it going, Justin? Let's see. How are you feeling this morning? How's the twins?
No problem.
Could Diddy's son have been living a dangerous double life right under everyone's nose? What role did powerful connections play in this shocking case? And how is Diddy, known for his larger-than-life persona, handling the aftermath of his son's downfall? Stay tuned as we uncover the full story, including the emotional impact on the Combs family, the media frenzy surrounding the trial, and what's next for a family shattered by scandal. This is one video you won't want to miss.
All right, welcome back to Law and Crime, everybody. So we are covering this live hearing that is happening downtown in federal court in Manhattan regarding Sean Diddy Combs. There was a hearing, short hearing between the prosecution, the defense, and the judge regarding evidence, regarding discovery in this case, and it seems it's progressing its way towards a May 5th, 2025 trial date, but I'm not going to talk about it myself. I want to bring on Elizabeth Milner, who is actually in that courthouse for us. Elizabeth, so good to see you. So two things for you. A, if you could briefly describe what the scene looked like, and more specifically, what did you observe of Sean Combs, who was in that courtroom? And B, what happened in court? What were the big takeaways?
Hey Jesse, great to see you as always. Today was a little bit different in that I got to the courthouse got inside the courthouse, I should say, about 15 minutes before 1 p.m. That shows you how early I was in there. And I was actually surprised.
The shocking sentence. What led to life imprisonment? The courtroom erupted as the verdict was read. Life imprisonment for Diddy's son. The sentence marked the culmination of a high-profile trial that held the nation's attention. Charged with multiple counts ranging from conspiracy to aggravated assault and organized criminal activity, the severity of the crimes warranted the harsh penalty. Prosecutors described a chilling series of events, supported by irrefutable evidence, that painted a picture of a man deeply entrenched in illegal dealings. The trial was packed with drama as emotional testimonies from victims, incriminating evidence, and shocking revelations unfolded. Eyewitness accounts, digital records, and surveillance footage proved to be pivotal in the jury's decision. The judge, in his final remarks, declared the life sentence as a necessary deterrent against such crimes, emphasizing the responsibility that comes with privilege.
He looked back immediately, he smiled, he beamed up, he waved at at his two sons, and just kind of gave them a little bit of, it's a good to see you type of feeling. That's what I was gathering from inside that courtroom. Now, again, I want to remind our viewers that when we're inside federal court, again, there's no cameras, which, Jesse, I'm sure you have already mentioned that part. But, even for us journalists, with the exception of some who get a special permission of that, we just are relying on a notebook, a notepad, a pen, a pencil in order to kind of take notes to see what is all going on. I can't even take my Apple Watch inside that courtroom whenever there's a hearing. I have to turn that in. I have to turn my laptop in. Of course, I have to turn my phone in. So we're kind of just eye-watching everything that's going on. Now, when Christian and Justin came inside that courtroom, they were actually sitting just right across from me over on the left side of the gallery. So what I was seeing from both of his sons was a little bit of leg shaking, what I perceived to be a little prayer right before the hearing had actually started.
Reactions to the sentencing were mixed. Diddy reportedly looked shaken but maintained a stoic demeanor, while the defendant showed little emotion. The defense team announced plans to appeal, citing perceived biases during the trial. Meanwhile, the public remained divided. Some hailed the verdict as justice served, while others debated its fairness, considering the influence of media coverage on public opinion.
That's 5 months, meaning 5 more months that Diddy is still behind bars until we kind of see how this entire trial plays out. But for the most part, that's what I gathered from this really quick hearing.
Listen, Elizabeth, that is incredibly helpful, and also it's great that somebody drove by with a great taste in music as well. That's a side note, but I will say now we kind of know where this is going. I'm still surprised this is headed towards a May trial date. We shall see what happens. Elizabeth Milner, thank you so much for going down to the courthouse, reporting back to us, and great reporting as always. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Jesse.
All right. So we're going to take a quick break. Again, I want to thank my guests, Elizabeth Vulai and Safa Robinson-Ferrer, for coming on. Thank you both so much. Really appreciate it. Great insight and breaking down our questions and also the questions from our viewers. Stay with us. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get two more people on to break down some more things that are happening in this case. Stay with us here on Law and Crime. We'll be right back.
Criminal ties, unveiling the network. Diddy's son's downfall began with his alleged ties to a criminal network that operated under the radar, yet wielded considerable influence. Prosecutors unveiled a web of illicit dealings, implicating him as a critical intermediary. As someone who straddled the worlds of Hollywood and the underworld, he allegedly facilitated high-stakes operations, from money laundering to trafficking. The connection between his glamorous celebrity lifestyle and criminal underpinnings left many in disbelief. Evidence revealed encrypted communications and financial transfers that linked him directly to the network. Investigators also uncovered key associates who played instrumental roles in coordinating these activities, many of whom have been arrested or are under investigation.
We've been able to speak to your son.
What did you say to him when you visited him in court? Is he doing? How are you feeling today?
Law enforcement agents revealed the challenges they faced in building the case, citing the use of sophisticated methods to evade detection. The FBI's eventual success was credited to a whistleblower who provided vital information. As the trial progressed, the prosecution highlighted how his dual identity allowed him to manipulate both realms, leaving a trail of devastation in his wake.
Paperny, Justin, thanks for being here. As you know, Diddy was kept behind bars after his arrest this week, and a judge denied him bail. In your opinion, how do you think he's adjusting to life in a federal detention center right now?
If Sean Combs is focusing on things he cannot control, he will have a miserable experience. When he can call home, when he can visit, the living conditions, exercising maybe an hour a day, showering a few hours a week, if he fixates on that, it is going to be miserable, and every day will feel like a year. On the other hand, if he can learn from those who have come before him and master the experience, my business partner served 26 consecutive years for a nonviolent crime, including 8 years in the penitentiary. He never complained. He focused on his family, trying to prove worthy of the love and support of his family. If he can do that, the experience, it won't be easy. I'm not insane. It will be more bearable. The choice is up to him.
And as far as we know right now, he has been kept in solitary confinement, or the SHU right now, and he's been on suicide watch.
The double life. Hollywood privilege meets criminal reality. Diddy's son lived a life that seemed too good to be true, a world of luxury cars, red carpets, and private jets. Beneath the surface, however, lay a troubling secret: his involvement in criminal activities that sharply contrasted with his public persona. The stark duality of his existence fueled public fascination and outrage as details emerged. Being the son of a music mogul came with immense pressure and expectations. Insiders speculate that living in Diddy's shadow may have pushed him toward dangerous associations in an effort to assert his independence. What started as minor infractions reportedly escalated over time, leading to his deep entanglement with a criminal network.
And this is a man going from private chefs and food from across the world to a set menu just like any other detainee or inmate. What can you tell us about the food and the commissary in a place like the Federal Detention Center in Brooklyn?
It's a difference. That much I can tell you. You're going to have a lot of starchy food, cereals. If you get any vegetables at all, they're old, so to speak. They are not fresh. Same fruits and vegetables, no good. A lot of processed food, some rice and beans and muffins and things that generally most people don't like to eat. It's not terribly healthy. And again, the government would say that is a consequence of this process. So certainly it is an adjustment. Most people will lose weight. And it's hard because he can't even really exercise in this environment. There's no outdoor, like I've said before, it's not one of these camps where you can walk around a track. Even in a high security penitentiary like Atlanta, there's going to be a track and outdoors. When you're in a detention center, locked down 23 hours a day, not eating healthy foods or getting your medications. It could test.
The mask of fame shielded his activities for years, allowing him to operate undetected. Lavish parties and high-profile collaborations served as effective distractions, deflecting suspicion. However, as the scale of his crimes grew, the facade began to crack. His story serves as a cautionary tale about the perils of unchecked privilege and the lengths people will go to maintain their image.
And someone who is worth hundreds of millions, even a reported $1 billion before, do you think it'll present any type of problem that he could end up getting any type of special treatment?
Certainly, there could be staff who admire him, sycophants who want to kiss up to him in predictable fashion because he's a celebrity. There will be some prisoners totally enamored by him. Some won't care. So you could expect at some point prisoners could offer, it could be drugs. We see iPhones that are very pervasive inside of these prisons. It's been a huge problem for the Federal Bureau of Prisons. So it's also going to ensure that he doesn't, Oscar Wilde said he could resist anything but temptation. If there's temptation presented to him and he gives in, what does that do? It could exacerbate his struggles because the government can say he can't even control himself in a lockdown environment. That's why he's not free, Your Honor. So temptations eventually will make its way to him, potentially from staff and prisoners. And if he cares most about his family and getting the best outcome possible, it's going to require him to say.
Family struggles. Diddy's reaction to his son's fall. Diddy, known for his carefully curated image of success and family values, now finds himself at the center of a devastating scandal. Publicly, he has expressed heartbreak over his son's sentencing, emphasizing the difficulty of reconciling his role as a father with the weight of the accusations. Privately, sources suggest that the family has been grappling with tension and regret. Rumors have circulated about efforts Diddy made to intervene in his son's behavior long before the trial. However, these attempts were reportedly met with resistance, leading to strained relationships. Family insiders describe a divide, with some relatives standing by Diddy's son and others distancing themselves from the controversy.
And like I had mentioned before, I'm sure Diddy and his defense attorney were both left stunned, knowing that he'll now have to prepare for his trial behind bars as he wasn't given bail. What can you tell us about a high-profile celebrity like Diddy now having to prep for trial in a federal detention center?
I think it was the philosopher George Santayana that said those who don't understand history are doomed to repeat it. So we have these high-profile celebrities, Elizabeth Holmes, Sam Bankman-Fried, Robert Menendez, who was convicted at trial, tried to blame the conviction or the conduct on his sick wife. So we have those who have come before us who continue to go down this path of blaming and excusing, never identifying with victims, or at least acknowledging they could have done anything wrong. And I would say, if that's what you want to do, cool. Own it and understand the consequences that follow. So there are probably enablers, lawyers, friends, and family telling him what he wants to hear at great expense. Though if convicted, he's the one that has to serve that lengthy federal prison sentence. He's the one that will endure that pain and regret of not having made better decisions, including decisions he could make.
The impact on the family's image has been significant. Once celebrated as a model for success and resilience, the Combs name now faces intense scrutiny. Diddy himself has hinted at regrets in his parenting approach, acknowledging the fine line between providing opportunities and enabling harmful behavior. The scandal underscores the complexities of balancing fame and family in the spotlight, the role of friends and influences. The role of social circles in Diddy's son's downfall cannot be ignored. Friends and associates played a critical role in shaping his choices, with many encouraging or participating in his criminal activities. These negative influences served as enablers, pushing him further into a dangerous lifestyle.
What's going on, Jamie?
I don't know. There's a lot going on. A lot of rumors are flying.
The rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of Epstein-type deal where he was filming everybody, right?
That's the rumors. Yeah, I don't know that there's any proof of anything.
Dude, when Homeland Security invades your house,
You got problems.
with dudes with guns and body armor.
Someone said that they weren't there to take stuff. They were there to delete everything. The real people that were in there, you know.
Oh,
Like
that's
the same
funny.
thing with Epstein.
Oh, that's funny. Sometimes you have to tell Diddy no.
Oh, man, bruh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, man.
Sean Diddy Combs' alleged list of accomplices to be revealed soon. The names will shock you, attorney says. Whoa.
I think he's gonna sing, hey. If I got invited to the white party, I'd have gone.
Especially if you didn't know.
Of course, no one knew. No one
Right.
knew.
If
And
you
then
don't
you
know, you're
find
just
out.
a celebrity, and you know, oh, Jennifer Lopez is going to be there. Oh, Rick
That's what I'm
Ross is
saying.
going to be there. Everyone's going to be there.
And-
That would be a cool place. I want to meet those people.
Fact.
There's just been a shocking revelation from federal authorities regarding a highly private and scandalous video involving none other than Jay-Z and Beyonce, reportedly taken during a wild party hosted by Diddy. Apparently during a Homeland Security raid on Diddy's properties, some rather intriguing discoveries were made, including compromising footage featuring numerous beloved celebrities caught in scandalous situations. Speculation is rife that Diddy intentionally leaked this footage to authorities as a form of revenge against the Carters, allegedly due to their perceived lack of support during his legal battles. It seems he's on a mission to embarrass them at any cost. Adding fuel to the fire, an unsettling audio clip allegedly featuring Meek Mill and Diddy has surfaced, courtesy of Diddy's former bodyguard.
High society peer pressure also contributed to his decisions. Surrounded by wealth and power, he reportedly felt compelled to maintain an image of invincibility. The culture of excess that often defines celebrity circles made risky behavior appear normal, blurring the lines between fun and crime. Insiders have come forward with allegations about the warning signs that were ignored by those close to him. Some claim that Diddy himself may have underestimated the gravity of his son's actions, choosing to focus on his career instead. This dynamic has raised questions about accountability, not just for Diddy's son, but for those who may have turned a blind eye. The legal case, breaking down the prosecution. The case against Diddy's son was a masterclass in thorough investigative work and prosecutorial strategy, meticulously built over several years. Prosecutors presented a rock-solid list of charges, leaving little room for ambiguity. The evidence included a trove of digital communications that painted a vivid picture of his involvement in elaborate criminal schemes, financial records that traced illicit transactions, and compelling testimonies from former associates who turned state witnesses.
Joining me now, Brian Claypool, a criminal defense attorney. So, Brian, what Matt was just talking about, these so-called freak-offs, these were no secret. So he'd been openly bragging about these wild parties. You know, there's like sex parties, and it looks like, you know, there were probably lots of other things going on there too. But he was bragging about this for, what, a couple of decades. Watch.
This is what you need to do. Women, beautiful women. We need alcohols.
Right.
Alcohols.
Right. Not just one alcohol.
Alcohols.
Right, just
Plurals.
different blend. You need the ladies, you need the booze. Right.
Gotta keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Brian, that was creepy, but what took the Fed so long to do something?
Hey, Laura, always great to be with you. Yeah, I think it's where I'm in LA, it's the Hollywood celebrity path to justice, where we simply look at a clip like that and we laugh and giggle about, oh, let's get alcohol, let's get drugs, let's get all these ladies at a party. You know, for years, P. Diddy's gotten a hall pass. He's actually created his own kingdom where he makes his own rules, and you got to follow his rules or you get penalized. And guess what, Laura? He's now in a federal penitentiary, and for the first time in his life, he's facing his own fate at the hands of somebody else. And I will tell you, Laura, I've done federal cases, that's not the place you want to be in federal court. 90% of federal criminal indictments brought down are pled out, right? A plea deal is brought. And of the only 10% left, 90% of those defendants that go to trial, they lose. So he is looking at a daunting uphill battle to fight these horrible charges.
Among the most incriminating pieces of evidence were intercepted messages that explicitly implicated him as a key player in orchestrating illegal activities. These communications revealed not just his knowledge of the operations, but also his leadership role in managing them. Witness testimonies added another layer of credibility to the case, with insiders detailing his methods, motivations, and connections within the criminal network. Prosecutors emphasized that his role extended far beyond mere association, portraying him as a critical cog in the machinery of the organization. Media frenzy, public and celebrity reactions. The sentencing of Diddy's son unleashed a media storm of unprecedented proportions. News outlets across the globe plastered headlines about the case, dissecting every detail from the courtroom drama to the personal ramifications for the Combs family. Social media platforms erupted with hashtags, trending topics, and fierce debates. The public's response was deeply polarized. While some expressed sympathy for Diddy's son, attributing his downfall to the pressures of growing up in the spotlight, others insisted that justice must prevail regardless of celebrity status.
We know people are depraved enough to try to get straight guys to suck their dick. We've all heard of it.
The P. Diddy quote is Jaguar Wright said this, an ex-employee of him. He goes, if you can get a man to suck you can do anything.
Because like someone who has that kind of money, for her, $10 million, it sounds crazy to say this, but I believe that for Beyonce and Jay-Z, $10 million is not noticeable. It's not going to change their life at all.
No, change your life, but you still notice. Like,
I think they're billionaires, dude.
Beyonce's got almost $1 billion.
Yeah, and I think he has $1 billion as well.
Interesting.
I don't think they're going to notice. So that's like not going to change your lifestyle.
But it could get you out of your house to go do a thing that puts you in the news.
Is that what you want?
The reactions of high-profile figures added fuel to the media frenzy. While a handful of celebrities extended public support to Diddy and his family, many others chose to remain silent, likely wary of associating themselves with such a controversial case. This silence spoke volumes, reflecting the discomfort many in the industry felt as they grappled with how to respond to a scandal that struck at the heart of Hollywood's elite. Tabloids seized the opportunity to sensationalize the story, often framing it as a morality tale of privilege gone awry. The bigger picture, crime and privilege in Hollywood. The case of Diddy's son has brought to light a troubling pattern in Hollywood, where wealth and privilege often create an insular bubble that fosters risky behavior and shields individuals from accountability. This dynamic enables a cycle of misconduct that might otherwise be curtailed in less privileged environments. For celebrity families, the temptations and challenges are amplified by the pressure to maintain a certain image, both publicly and within their inner circles.
Do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm gonna need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over from the pizza. All the boxes. Okay. Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about. Yeah. Did Jay reach out yet? Nah, Bob. He ghosting. What the f is this motherfucker doing? These things sweet now, cause I'm in here. It's all good. You about to get out on bail. Nah, hey yo, check this out. Need you to reach out to the producer. Let these motherfuckers know there's a release date for that new Netflix movie. Alright, Pop. It's crazy right now. Everybody out there quiet as a motherfucker, Yeah? Yeah, exactly. We gonna let them have their little fun, but I'm still gonna have the last laugh. What about all these lawsuits though, Pop? Ain't none of them getting shit. I ain't worth nothing. Ain't got shit in my name anyway. Don't even worry about it. Bunch of money hungry and shit.
Critics have pointed out that the justice system's handling of the case may have been influenced by public interest. While some view the life sentence as a necessary step toward holding the elite accountable, others argue that the intense media scrutiny may have played a role in the severity of the punishment. This dichotomy has sparked conversations about how society expects privilege to be addressed in the context of criminal behavior, and whether the same standards are applied across the board. The emotional fallout, impact on Diddy's family and legacy. The emotional impact of the sentencing has been profound, reverberating through the Combs family and beyond. Reports suggest a growing divide within the household, with differing opinions on how to navigate the aftermath. Some family members have allegedly advocated for a calculated approach to damage control, aiming to protect the family's public image. Others have urged Diddy to adopt a more introspective stance, focusing on understanding the root causes of this tragedy and seeking meaningful change.
A staggering years-long fall from grace for the man once known as hip-hop's wealthiest mogul. His business empire estimated at $1 billion by Forbes just 2 years ago. Now held without bond in a Brooklyn jail cell at the center of lawsuits, raids on his home, and now a scathing federal indictment. So how did one of the world's richest and most well-known rappers, known for a lifestyle of excess with yachts, private jets, sports cars, fur coats, and women, end up trading in his $50 million Miami mansion for a prison jumpsuit and a bunk with crypto fraudster Sam Bankman-Fried? It was one of those women coming forward with explosive allegations who brought it all crashing down. On November 16, 2023, R&B singer Cassie Ventura filing a bombshell lawsuit. With accusations so salacious, it was emblazoned with a trigger warning on the first page.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, accused of rape, sex trafficking by his ex-girlfriend.
Describing the music mogul as a vicious, cruel, and controlling man.
The singer Cassie says the incidents occurred throughout her 10-year relationship with Combs.
Cassie saying she was subject to savage beatings set off by Diddy's uncontrollable rage. The lawsuit claiming he plied her with drugs and forced her to have days-long sex sessions with male sex workers, a practice the suit says Diddy dubbed freak-offs, language now echoed by the federal indictment against him. Combs vehemently denying the accusations, then settling the suit the very next day.
In a New York lawsuit filed by R&B singer Cassie, word of a settlement overnight.
More than 24 hours ago, damning allegations of rape and abuse. Tonight,
Diddy's reputation, long built on his achievements as a music mogul and business innovator, has taken a significant hit. While his professional accomplishments remain undeniable, this scandal threatens to overshadow them, casting a long shadow over his legacy. Public perception has shifted, with many questioning whether his parenting style and influence played a role in his son's downfall. This scrutiny extends to the wider family dynamic, with the scandal exposing cracks that were perhaps hidden from view before.
Surgery. I'm not insecure because I would have got plastic surgery. So their argument of Maya's fucking insecure, that's why she needs to fucking massage her ego, fails. Fails because you turn around and ask them, what women do you know who hasn't had plastic surgery around you? All of them have. I'm the only one who didn't, which already proves the fact it's not insecurity. Because if I was insecure, I would have done that 100 times over. Even when I met Jay-Z and I signed to Rock Nation, the first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery, and I didn't. Because it's okay. Guess what? I'm 50. And I'm totally fine with the fact I am, because, yeah, I fucking took off when I was 30. Because it took 10 more fucking years than any other because I was...
All of this suggests that Jay-Z is clearly into them young. As Kendrick Lamar would call it, Jay-Z seems to be a certified PDF file. Add this with his close relationship to Diddy, who has also been accused of going after them young. These allegations don't seem far-fetched at all. Think about it. There was no way that Jay-Z didn't know what was going on at these parties.
That's what I'm saying. Look at them. Look at them two right there.
We've got some breaking news to get to. A civil lawsuit has been filed against Jay-Z, saying the rapper raped a 13-year-old girl back in 2000. The suit alleges that Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, raped the girl after the Video Music Awards alongside Sean Diddy Combs. The victim says she was invited to an after-party after being spotted by a limo driver and was then assaulted by both rappers. Jay-Z is calling this a blackmail attempt. He released a statement on social media responding to the lawsuit, and Texas attorney behind the legal action saying in part, these allegations are so heinous in nature, you have made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same. I look forward to showing you just how different I am.
What happens next? The future for Diddy and his son. The legal battle may not be over, as Diddy's son is expected to appeal the life sentence. Legal experts suggest that while an appeal is possible, overturning the verdict will be challenging given the strength of the evidence. Nonetheless, his legal team is likely to pursue every available avenue. Life behind bars presents a new reality for Diddy's son. Reports indicate that he may seek rehabilitation or educational opportunities to adapt to his circumstances. The question remains whether he can find redemption and purpose within the confines of his sentence. For Diddy, the road ahead involves rebuilding his family's image and addressing the underlying issues that led to this crisis. Whether through philanthropy, public statements, or private efforts, his response will play a crucial role in shaping the family's future. The case serves as a stark reminder of how quickly privilege can unravel, leaving a legacy forever altered. And that's the full story behind Diddy's son's life sentence, an emotional and shocking case that's left a lasting impact on the Combs family and the world watching. What are your thoughts on this tragic turn of events? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into stories that matter. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time with more updates and exclusive insights. Stay curious, stay informed, and take care.